What's up? Brandon Lilly here. Today I want to be talking to you about something that I've actually changed my outlook on, or my approach to doing, and that is having an off season versus a peaking season. If you guys remember early on in the cube method, I talk about always keeping that competition level high, always giving yourself something to focus on and shoot for, and giving yourself 5-10 week cycles per year where either you compete at the end of the cycle or you do a mock meet. And I still believe in that model, but what I'm actually looking at now is I think that my mindset around that kind of idea was really determined from my belief in the West Side system and training at West Side and always having that go big or go home, or go hard or go home kind of mentality. And it's not that you can't go hard with sub-maximal weights. It's just that I always adopted the idea that going big or going hard meant going as heavy as I could. And I trained very, very heavy for a long time. And while a lot of that was very good, and I think it lent itself to a lot of my progress, I also remember so many times where I would just get like these little nagging injuries, and they would turn into bigger injuries and so on. What I need to explain to you now is that as you get older, and you can definitely push. I mean, there are guys who push all out all the time. Perfect example is Chuck Vogelpohl and Louis Simmons. Those are two guys that still go hard. Dave Tate, well into their 40s, and nothing wrong with that. But I started to question for myself, especially after my injury, how much longer can I go at this rate? At some point, am I going to break down because the training is breaking me down? And from then I started looking at my progress. And if you look at a competition and you're honest with yourself, a competition will expose a lot of things, a lot of weaknesses, a lot of deficiencies, and from there you should build an off-season plan. You should take that time to actually give yourself the mental shutdown from competition mindset, and you should also be attacking the gym from a hypertrophy standpoint. That's a great way to bring up a lot of weaknesses without having to do the power lifts all the time, and it also just gives your body a chance to unwind. I remember when I was in Hobart at Capo in 2013 with Andre Milanichev, everyone had talked about his 2,300 pound total and this and that and the other, and I knew him from the internet. And when I met him, he was about 260 pounds. And this is 2013, remember, this is August of 2013. And talking to his handlers, talking to the people that were there with him, they said, when Andre takes a break, he really takes a break. He enjoys off-season foods. He doesn't go to the gym every day. He goes to the gym a couple times a week just to move some weights around. But he also just lets himself enjoy the relaxation aspect of it. And he was down to about 260 pounds, like I said. Fast forward to February of 2014, he was 335 pounds. And he was, that's the day that he tore the 2,400 total apart at Rum. And and then I saw Podsteve, and I saw Belyev, and I saw Kuklaev, and you see these guys, and it's like, not that they're not impressive, but it's like they give their body a chance to clean out. They give their body a chance to adapt and grow in a different way. It's not always pushing that heavy weight. So when they do come back to the gym and they start growing again, the muscle memory is very, very fast, and that's something that I used to not understand as well. But when I fell, a lot of people don't realize I injured my shoulder. I dislocated my shoulder. So coming back, the very first bench session I had, I did like 135 for a set of 5, and it was difficult. And slowly but surely, I just kept doing a plate every single day until I got better and better, and then I worked my way up. But my best bench press was a very, very slow 584 at Pro Raw. And obviously I was shooting for 600 pounds as I came back to my return. But then I started adapting my form a little bit. When I was strong, why would I change my form? I just kept doing it. But whenever I was able to take that break, step back, and start analyzing my form again, I realized that I had, needed some changes. And I was able to make those because I was doing a lot more rep work. I wasn't always holding heavy weight, where when you make a change, it could probably lead to more of a miss than a make. So by taking that time off, I came back and I benched 600 pounds at Relentless 6 months post-op. or for my knees. My shoulder wasn't operated on, it was just reset. But what I'm saying to you is every time I've come off a break, I've come back better. You know, when I switched from the gear and went raw, I took about a month to 6 weeks off where I was just kind of going through the motions, not really even training that much. And then when I came back to the gym, it was like, all right, now I'm ready to go and I'm ready to focus and do this. So I think if you keep yourself in that mindset of having, you know, a destination at the end of your 10 weeks or your 12 weeks or your 15 weeks, whatever it may be, you can still train very successfully without training heavy all the time. What I do now for a lot of my cube athletes is, if you look at a 20-week cycle, the first 10 weeks being kind of an off season, they'll have a 10 rep max, an 8 rep max, and a 5 rep max. And then on our mock meet, or, you know, that last, you know, testing point, we'll work up to a 3 rep max. Well, then you fast forward to the peaking cycle, that 3 rep max leads them perfectly into a new 10-week cycle where the first round they're going to do a 5 rep max, the next round a 3 rep max, a 2 rep max, actualizing their potential as a 1 rep max on the platform. So what we try to do then, if you do an extra 10 weeks before that, is just another 10, 8, 5, 3, and then you try to beat that 10, 8, 5, 3 in the next cycle before you lead into the peaking cycle. What that does is it gives you a break from all the heavy loading, and you're pushing to a rep maximum rather than a weight maximum, and you get new types of competition. You're able to enjoy the gym, you're able to stay a little bit healthier. So for me, off season, then a peaking season, that's the recipe for success. Thanks for checking it out. Catch you guys next time.